So Zechariah's audience were the Israelites who had returned to Jerusalem after captivity. The questions here: how does God feel about Jerusalem? And what promises does God make for Israel are the questions as we read this. How does God feel about Jerusalem? Well, he's very jealous for Jerusalem. It's all part of his plan, right? It's all going to be this whole idea of leading up to the Christ, and then him bringing in what he does, and then the Holy Spirit doing what he does. So what about Ezra? Well, Ezra is an interesting story, and he was part of the exiles who returned to Judah under Cyrus. And what's interesting in Ezra, the people who return, the exiles, their names are listed, and that's important. So he rebuilds the temple, right? Which is a big deal. Rebuilding the temple is a gigantic big deal. I think, if anything, we see the providence of God in this. As always, God is getting his way. And God will get his way. And there's nothing to stop God. People think they can, but they don't. Okay, so Nehemiah. Nehemiah's role in rebuilding of Jerusalem was to make sure that the walls were built. In chapter 4, verses 1 through 20, why would Israel's enemies be angry about the building of Jerusalem's wall? And describe how dedicated these workers were. Okay, let's get right into it. And the other half of them were holding spears. Imagine, I used to work in construction. I can imagine you're holding a rotor hammer or your drill motor or something, and there's another guy standing here with a gun to protect you. This is what's going on. They're working, one guy with a shovel or pickaxe and another guy with a spear to protect them. Malachi, now this is the last of the prophets in the book of the Bible, deals with some of the sins of Israel had fallen into after the restoration of Jerusalem. God is complaining, his complaint against them is that they're not looking to rightfully judge. There are all of these issues with marriages. Their sacrifices are profane. God actually is very clear when he says, when you get together and you have this common meal, you will not come empty-handed and you will rejoice. And they weren't doing those things.